Hey everyone, welcome to the horror show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Scott Garcia.
Fuego here. I'm Mahalo. And we are here to do our very first, fan unboxing, fan friend. Scott Garcia has been a homie of the show for a long time at this point. We even roped around Mr. Special Effects Guru himself at Mad Monster, Tom Savini. Yeah, and we're like, dude, he has a mask that he made of your character creation. Please come and check this out. And so that was a lot of fun. We welcome Scott. What's up, man?
How you doing today?
Doing exceptional.
Unbagging, actually.
Yeah, unbagging, yes. And I said unboxing because that's like the proverbial term, but it is unbagging because Christmas bags for the holidays, guys. Yeah,
exactly. But we had Scott over to join us. Actually, he reached out and said, "Hey, have you guys watched Never Hike Alone yet? I'd like to come talk to you guys about it on the show if you'd like." And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah," because Scott is pretty much the biggest Jason fan that I've run across. I mean, he makes Jason masks. We'll talk about it, Scott. Yep. What do you do?
Tell them all.
Well, it's just a hobby of mine. I paint Jason masks. I don't do all the forming. There's a lot of artists out there. There's a lot of great artists. So I like to do this to get masks out there to people who are fans. Because I know I grew up wanting one so bad and not knowing that you can actually purchase them online now. You know, imagine if I had this stuff when I was a kid. You know? Yeah. So I paint the masks. I sell them at a decent price. I do one convention, Mad Monster, Arizona, and it's just a blast to have fun with.
How come you only do the one convention?
Yeah, I was wondering too.
Time, traveling, full-time job, that kind of stuff.
Whoa, time traveling?
Oh yeah, time traveling.
Alright,
time traveling is it's very tough sometimes. It takes up a lot of my life. So.
Yeah, well, that's a good flux capacitor, and I'm proud of you for figuring that out.
Lots of personal energies.
I was going to go 88 miles an hour. So.
All right, so yeah, when Scott arrived, he basically let us know that he had a little something to show us, and we thought, hey, why not do it on camera? Because content, and I just can't help it.
Right? All right,
so please take it away, sir.
First thing I want to bring out is a mask that I actually just thought of and did. So this is actually a prototype. It's the first one. It's very similar to another mask that I've done in the past. But
okay,
Hercules.
That's awesome. Exclusive. This is exclusive.
All right, so this is the first one here. It'll just point it right over there to them.
Well, we can't see it.
No,
they love the back of this mask.
The viewers get first. Oh,
whoa.
Shit.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, that is brilliant idea. How do you evoke a Freddy slash except to give it the sweater colors, man? That's awesome.
I've done a Jason mask with Freddy stripes, but I wanted to do one with the Freddy stripes and the slashes. And the slash is revealing the Freddy stripes, so
that's so amazing.
It's to me, you know, I could have done a little better, but this is the first one that I just painted today.
Yeah, that's awesome. Could have done better, please.
That's phenomenal.
All right, I'm gonna just set this. I'm gonna lean it against this one right here.
Lean on me.
There we go.
All right. So the second,
smells good.
I actually have two more in here. I talked to these two gentlemen, and they told me that certain masks they liked. Hopefully, I remembered. It's been a while since Mad Monster, but again, here is a Part 4 Jason mask.
Oh man, that is so awesome.
And there's a lot of different scenes from Part 4, and this is more the one towards the area where he's smashing the guy in the shower with his hand. So.
That is awesome.
That wasn't Crispin Glover getting killed in the shower, was it? No.
I don't know the actor's name, that was the other dude.
Dude, that is so awesome right there. All right.
And then, another one.
Oh.
Classy.
Jason X.
Yes, dude, that is so awesome. I just rewatched
which is funny.
that
We were
recently,
just talking about that during the podcast.
Yeah.
The head smash scene is still my favorite kill in the series.
That's awesome. No, because How Did This Get Made? A podcast I really like just put out an episode there where they did Jason X, where they basically talk all about a movie and the funny aspects of it. And man, it reminded me how awesome that movie is. Actually,
it's a great movie where he goes in like the holodeck kind of shit, and he's a sleeping bag smashing.
So cool.
It's good.
Now this Jason X mask, it does not have screen accurate straps on it. They're elastic, which is easier just to wear and put on if you want to go running around. Yeah. Leather straps, it's either loose in your head or you really got to squeeze it on your head to make sure it stays properly. So.
That is awesome. So let me ask then, how many models of the Jason mask have you made at this point? Well, let me start with this.
Well,
How many different ones are there from the movies themselves?
Well, if you're looking at part three has, of course, the one hockey mask, but there's several stages of weathering, which ultimately ends with the axe mark with the dripping blood going down to the side.
Okay.
Right now, some people portray their part three with a yellowish tinge to it, and I think that's more of the lighting of the particular scene. It's usually pretty light, actually. Huh. I made this one more towards the yellow end because of the one scene where he's in the shower. But the part 4 again has several layers too. So part 4 has the two bottom marks that are there, the red marks, which slowly basically come off during the movie.
Okay. Is that why they go away?
Yeah, basically throughout it gets more weathered, and you see a little more black marks where the apparently the adhesive was, and now it's a little more black. So and it gets a lot more dirty throughout the movie as well. So there's many different stages of that mask from part 3 to part 4.
I feel pretty honored if we could finish this podcast wearing the rest of these masks right now.
Go right ahead.
I gotta put on the Freddy one. All right, so,
and I'm the one with the Chewbacca mask that is not screen.
Well,
Talk about your
Scott's gonna be
fumes,
doing most of the talking. So yeah. Scott, why don't you put that on Fuego?
Yeah, this will be just kind of a spirit.
This is a ridiculously terrible version of it. Now I wish we had one for you too.
It's a rip-off artist. So.
It's okay. This is just a perfect way to get this inhaled very easily.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You can smell the work. You can smell the work.
Feels so good though against the face.
It's so snug for killing.
Let me see, Fuego. Let me see. Dude, that looks really good. Yeah. You could pull that off as like a weathered Casey Jones too.
I feel like in the right suit, I could get the right job.
All right, so please continue, Scott.
Well, I don't want to go through all the masks. Obviously, there's tons of variations in it. So basically, though, each movie you have a mask, then most times it'll change a little bit throughout the movie, depending on what happens in the movie.
I'm trying to remember.
How many movie masks were there? How many different movie masks? Right, there were 10 Jasons. Subtract the first 2 because there were no masks. But then there was a Freddy versus Jason.
Well, there's 10 Jasons. There's 12 movies total. The first one is, of course, not Jason. The 5th one is the imposter, but there's still a hockey mask. And there's actually,
was that the one with the blue?
There's still the blue stripes that go up and down the side. Yeah, and then, of course, in that movie, there's still what's called the hallucination mask, which is basically part 4. Towards the end. So it still is a little bit different than the actual part 4 with the different blood marks and whatnot. But yeah, there still is a Jason mask in that movie. So yeah, there's tons of variations. And of course, Jason X has the Jason X pre-mask. Then there's the Uber one, which is probably the only one that I have not done.
Really?
Well, honestly, I make these for people, again, just to afford them a little cheaper if they want to. The Uber mask is just basically buying that mask and painting it silver.
Really?
So I'm not going to charge somebody to buy a mask, paint it silver, and then send it back to them. Weathering's a little different story. Not everybody wants to weather a mask themselves, but just making a mask silver or chrome.
Chrome, yeah.
So now. That's the only reason I haven't done it yet.
I need to figure out. So, do you have a package that people could order, like all the Jason movie masks?
That'd be an expensive package.
No, I know, but I mean, is that something you'd consider doing? Because I would consider ordering it, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. Just put it all out there for the ultimate fan who wants the whole set.
Yeah,
every mask that's been.
They definitely could do that. Probably also be discounted price, but
yeah, I mean, and that's an
interesting thought.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool, like the Jason collection. You know what I mean? Like you might as well, because I've seen your quality and it's fucking awesome. But that's the nice thing, like Scott does some really kick-ass things. Not only does he do this one here, which I'm so, I cannot express how amazed and happy I am that you brought this. And I don't know what the ultimate plan is, whether we get to keep any of these or anything.
These are all your guys's.
Holy shit, that's so awesome. We're going to do some Halloween recordings, which you're welcome to come back to, by the way, if you'd like. We're going to do a bunch of stuff on Halloween. We'll talk about it afterwards. But yeah, this is really exciting. And but what I was getting at is this is just a small example of the sort of mashup material that Scott does.
I love mashups.
Oh my god! So now, if you have access to some pictures, you can send me to drop in later, right? Okay, so tell them some of the other really popular masks that you've made. I know one in particular featuring a particular DC villain that I've seen numerous times on your table. I can only assume because it does very well for you.
It's popular and it looks pretty badass.
It really does.
And that is the Deathstroke. Deathstroke hockey mask. So basically the hockey mask, of course, black on one side, orange on the other. And I do 2 different variations of that as well, where it was a solid black, solid orange. And then I also do one where it's more battle scarred, where it's actually silver underneath, and I weather it where it's going to show like silver coming out, like streaks underneath from the orange. It's like he was in battle and it's all scarred up now. So that's one popular one. Punisher one's very popular.
That was the one I thought you were going to go into.
Yeah, that's a good
Punisher
one.
one's very popular. Again, I love the Freddy one. The last Freddy one I did was, again, all just Freddy mask, red and green stripes weathered, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I just decided to make it finally.
How do you think it came out? I mean, I know you said you're not happy with little aspects of it.
Other than that, it came out good.
Like, conceptually, that's pretty fucking brilliant.
It came out good. There's different concepts that sound good in theory. Like, I did a Deadpool mask once, and I didn't care for the eyes too much. Just didn't.
Doesn't work
hit
with the open holes.
And it did okay. It covered the eyes. Somebody wanted me to do a Stormtrooper mask once, but with the eyes where they narrow up and taper towards the middle, it wouldn't have worked out properly. It would not look good.
Huh.
But the other one I'm still working on is just finding the right time to do it right and which mask shape. This particular mask shape is a generic mask. It's not a blank that comes from China. These ones here are American-made blanks, and I paint those ones here.
America.
So I'm still looking for the good concept of what I want to do, but it's going to be Darth Voorhees.
Oh, shit.
So I
What
gotta
were you
nail
thinking,
it.
Darth Maul?
No, it's going to be black.
Vader.
It's going to be black or a
Darth
deep
Maul
gray.
one would be pretty badass.
Hold on.
That'd be difficult to paint, though.
Well, that's true.
Could you imagine that lightsaber, a red light-up machete?
I've been trying to work on that too,
coming out?
actually.
Oh, really?
I've been trying to work on that as well. A lightsaber machete for the
Make
Darth
a
Voorhees.
dream come
Dude,
true.
that'd be
right there,
great.
man.
No, but what I want to do
Amazing.
is for the red stripe right here in the middle. Is basically put like in an inset red glass
Uh-huh.
and light up from behind.
Nice.
And then again, I want it to look futuristic, but yet Voorhees at the same time. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm still trying to nail the concept before I finally do it.
So you could do like Voorhees. So if you
Oh.
considered each movie a different .0, it'd be like Voorhees, 30.0 or something.
And also, I'm trying to work on the sound effects for a mixture of Darth Vader's breathing and the.
Oh, nice.
That's-
So I got to mix those two together properly to.
Yeah, because it's
Am I right?
so it'd be like
Yeah,
So-
like
something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
like akin to that. That's yeah.
It has,
That's
to, it has
awesome.
to be
That's
right. So
great,
it takes
dude.
time. It's always gonna haven't finished it yet, but working on those.
Any other mashup ideas you've had, and like, oh, I wonder if that would work. Like, you could. Have you ever tried to paint one like Leatherface's leather mask?
I have not.
That's sacrilegious.
That'd be an interesting concept too, trying to figure out how to nail it right. Actually, I have seen someone else's similar mask, which would be kind of like it. They don't make the skin look leather or nothing, but they do have it stitched.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be kind of a similar concept.
I guess you could do a Chucky version too if you really wanted, with the stitched
Yeah.
face.
That's
You're a
true.
Michael Myers version.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I like coming up with. I
No,
see
no,
this and
I do
I'm
the
like,
same
oh,
thing.
you can do
The
this. you can
mashups
do
are
this, you can do
fun.
this.
I love mixing
Here's
up.
Yeah,
Third
dude,
turn.
mashups are awesome, and like that's all the shirts I have. I mean, look at shit.
Yeah.
I love mashups.
Twisty
you know?
the Clown mashup.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what last year I was tweaking. I did Twisty and Negan, like and I had Lucille with my Twisty mask hanging off the end of Lucille, and it was Negan, except he had Twisty's, things
paint
over
marks.
his eyes, no white, but just the thin and just a little bit of white around the eyes and stuff. And this year I'm gonna either do Negan wise or like a Twisty Pennywise crossover.
Okay. A couple years ago, Kamikaze, I went as the Punisher Jason, dressed in all black with like almost like wasn't quite a trench coat, but it was a big black jacket with a silver machete. Kind of mixed those two up a little bit,
Okay,
but fully dressed.
now I'm sorry, but I have to say it since I just. What about? Could you do like Pennywise's bucktooth smile and do the eyes right?
Unfortunately, I don't think I'm that good of an artist to do that, but that does sound kind of cool.
Right? Because it would be like all white and just the two red things going up the side around like that, and you just have to do that bucktooth smile
Little
there.
cut 'em out
Like
and have
here,
them
let me show
protruding.
you our own.
Maybe not the tooth, probably, but that's definitely an idea to get it going, especially with those two little stripes.
Yeah,
under
the stripes
eyes.
would be striking on that mask,
Yeah.
I think.
That'd
Because
be interesting.
it totally frames it perfectly right there.
Yeah, for sure.
We actually just had a viewer, Rob Cordry, Rubber Soul, on YouTube. He did a version. I came up with an idea for a horror show logo. I was like, it would be Twisty's, bucktooth smile with the the stripes going up around the horror show, and we just put it up on our store, and it looks
cool.
awesome.
Check it
So, yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's awesome, man. So people can only get access to you at Mad Monster Arizona, or how could they get to you online?
We'll have the Killer Hocks page that's on Facebook. KillerHawks.com is under construction right now, so I'm working on some more stuff on there. But Killer Hawks on Facebook, check it out. You know, like I said, it's just a hobby of mine, but if somebody wants a mask, I'm happy to oblige.
Nice. Okay, and soon he will figure out a premium price for the full Jason package.
Give this man your money.
Combo.
There you go. But yeah, you guys, if you can't tell from this work alone, you're stupid. Yeah, I mean, it's like this stuff you can get at Walmart or whatever, and it ends up scuffing and looking like garbage, but you can actually go to the Killer Hawks, which is Killer, in case you didn't know how to spell that as a horror fan, and then Hocks on Facebook. And check this guy out. Scott will make you some amazing shit, in case you couldn't tell, and it's very worth your time. So thank you very much for bringing that stuff. We're basically going to have to replace something on the wall. I might have to replace my twisty thing over here, or we could replace Meat Slab right there, actually pretty successfully with a Jason mask. But we're going to be able to have a rotation here. And quite frankly, the reason I bring up the full set is because, yeah, I do want to get the rest of them now. Like, I think it'd be awesome if someone, like, what I would do if I had that full set, I'd like get something like baseball people, like a big
thing.
Shadow box, you know, that you could have a display and be like, you know,
Yeah.
Jason, you know, Friday the 13th Part 3, Friday the 13th Part 4.
Thing
It
under
Yeah.
all
becomes
that
almost
on
something
there
like
all
it
the
becomes
way
your
through.
own personal museum of Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
you know?
Awesome. I'm sure people have done it in the past. I'm sure I'm not being completely unique.
I'm
But,
sure one of you right now listening is doing it right now.
and then, yeah, you
Yeah.
can have Jason X, you know, A, and then Jason X B, you know, and have both of them on there. I don't know. It's pretty awesome.
I still
guys.
need to go revisit Takes Manhattan, because I was reading a countdown of all the best kills of douchebag characters in the series on Bloody.
The Punch.
And douchebaggy characters within the series that get
Right.
killed, because by Manhattan he's almost like an anti-hero killing drug addicts
Oh, yeah.
and, you know, like potential rapists and all kinds of things like that.
Yeah,
So
it's good stuff.
In the
So-
first one, you liked his victims.
Right.
Later on, you begin, oh, this person sucks, this person sucks, this person sucks.
because by that point people were cheering on the Freddys and the Jasons.
At that point in time, you're watching for cleavage.
Well, that
it's
was
funny
that was throughout, compared to Nightmare, which didn't have a ton of nudity or anything. I mean, there was like sex galore in Friday. So.
Well, and that's what's so funny about the How Did This Get Made? Jason Mantzoukas, who was just in The House recently that came out, he's a hilarious comedian, and he had never seen any of the Friday the 13th, and so
he jumped right to
he
X.
jumped into X, and he's like about 30 minutes in, I was like, he's like, oh, I think I'm supposed to be cheering for Jason in this, not for the victims. Like he's like, oh, this is just all about him killing everyone in this movie. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's the fun of it, man. That really is. So yeah, make sure you check out Scott at his Killer Hawks Facebook page. He's revamping the website, but that'll be up hopefully eventually as well. But well worth your time, well worth your money, and thank you very much, sir, for bringing these to us. We appreciate it. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Scott Garcia.
I've been Fuego Voorhees.
I'm the Mahal Voorhees.
And remember,
Stay scared!